Welcome to the Newb Tewb, everybody. I'm Evan Bergeron.
I'm Evan Lodge.
I'm Steven.
And today is October 25th, 2014, which means this is technically our Halloween special because we record on Saturdays. And next Saturday is November 1st. So happy Halloween, etc.
That was the most enthusiastic Halloween I've ever heard.
I don't get
That
enthusiastic.
was an entire Halloween, by the way, not just a Halloween episode introduction. That was an entire Halloween all in one sentence.
I don't get enthusiastic for Halloween anymore because it doesn't mean free candy. It means kids coming to my
It
door
means
for
an
free
excuse
candy.
to buy a bunch of candy, and then when
It means-
the
it
seven
means you
kids
wait,
actually
like-
show up, it's like, oh no, now I get to eat all this candy.
It means you wait until the day after Halloween, then you go and buy a whole bunch of discount candy.
Yeah, but I can do that anytime
Halloween
I want.
means many things to many people.
I suppose it is. It's nothing to me. It just means I have to stay upstairs and shoo away children. And hope that they don't throw eggs at my house again. So, what have we accomplished this week? Also, Jade's not here. I should have mentioned right off the bat. Jade's not here because he's doing something. I don't know.
He never really was specific.
He's doing
I think he
another
said
thing.
work.
Oh, could be.
Well, I got separate email from you guys, so
Yeah. He told me he couldn't do it, so I assumed he's off doing Jade things.
Gallivanting around the countryside, slaying demons and stuff.
Having discussions about physics and art and other things Jade talks about that I don't understand. But what have we accomplished? I agree.
The game.
In the progress for our
Yeah,
game.
unfortunately, not as much as I would like. I would love to be like, yeah, all this awesome stuff, but the reality is sort of like work. Well, not work. School work. I mean, it's a type of work, but not work.
It is a type
Sort
of
of get
work
in the
that
way.
that is very relevant to our work because eventually it will all be useful and come around into the making of a kick-ass video game.
Yeah, most of what I was doing was actually helping to set up a haunted house they have downtown.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, I'm volunteering there as part of my school.
Right on.
Yeah.
What is this? I haven't heard of this.
The Charlotte Student Center Haunted House Tour.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they host it every year, and it's like $8 something to go through the haunted house, and it's the best haunted house in the city.
I don't know. The
So
Mathis
that-
haunted house is usually pretty good.
Yeah, this one's even better.
That's a bold claim.
It's a bold claim, but
Actually,
I'm willing to
I
back
don't-
it up by being in the haunted house. It's
I
scaring people.
don't think they've done like serious haunting of houses in a while.
I wouldn't know about being in a haunted house, but I've always kind of wanted to try out to do the haunted hike. I think if I could get into the headspace of doing it, I could be alright at it. But then I'd have to actually go and learn how to do acting properly instead of just pretending to be scared or scaring people. Yeah. I haven't managed to accomplish a whole lot either, because Jade was supposed to send me a batch of pictures, and I guess his Jade things just were plentiful this week. That was sure a phrase. Yeah, but that didn't happen, which is too bad. But I did start working a little more on the script for the game. That is something I am going to have to work on with Jade, but I at least got up to the point where the Spirit and Fia are supposed to meet for the first time, or at the very least their first real interaction with each other. I'm definitely going to need some other people to work on that work on that with me, because there's no way I have the writing ability to make that happen. And also a second opinion would certainly help, because I'm just, I'm no professional writer. I think I'm all right, but, But other than that, don't think we managed to get a whole lot done.
Sadly, this isn't a great time of the year productively for us. Most of us being students, and those of us who aren't being students working. it does make it hard to get a serious amount of work done in 1 week.
Yes, I had like a midterm last week, and this week I've got like two big homework things and a big project that I'm working on, which is a volunteering thing, so it might be another week before I actually have free time again.
And I've been writing a poem for my literature class. I'm probably not very good at poetry, but so far it seems to make sense. But it can't just be like a short thing, it's got to be like the length of the prologue of the Canterbury Tales, pretty much.
That's quite the poem.
Yep. It's about the soundtrack to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, they're selling that up at HMV now. And
yeah, but I kind of get that thing in the mail for free because my dad reviews music and he's awesome.
Also, I think they were planning on releasing it on cassette.
They are. That's going to be next month. And I doubt Dad's going to get that in the mail. That I might go out and buy for myself.
It's going to be like the first cassette released since like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like 2001 or something.
I really don't see it being this way, but I would be kind of mad if this started a trend. Like in the same way that vinyls is not the proper term. In the same way that vinyl came back in the way it did, I would be very upset if cassettes came back that way, because cassettes
they were
are awful.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, but I really don't see it coming back in the same way, because cassettes are the worst. Like, they don't sound good. They don't offer any higher level of audio quality.
It doesn't matter. People like what they like.
Then again, I do have
generally no good reason.
My car doesn't have a CD player, but it does have a tape deck.
Oh,
so
you have a reason to own it.
I do have a reason to own it. Oh man, I could really see myself driving around town with the windows down, with Hooked on a Feeling playing out the radio. But anyway, now that business is out of the way, let's talk about, I don't know,
fun.
Let's talk about fun.
Oh
yeah.
That thing that none of us ever
from this
have.
part, largely because I'm going to be trying to code a little, which is not.
That's crazy talk, man.
Related to fun.
Coding isn't fun.
Coding can be fun if you're playing. What was that game called? Oh shoot! What was it? Project Spark. Project Spark makes coding fun.
No, you know what makes coding fun? Gary's mod. That makes coding fun.
How does Gary's mod work? I've only seen you play it, and you sat me down at it once, and I just kind of, what the hell do I do?
You play Half-Life 2 as any player model you want, and you have all the weapons from Half-Life 2, plus the super physics gun, which is like the gravity gun, but it holds an object in place, and you can control the distance it is from you and the rotation of the object. And then you can spawn any object at all available in any of the games that you have installed, and then you can pick that object up and manipulate it and glue it to other objects, or like attach it like as a wheel to other objects. You can make powered wheels, and if you get a little bit more advanced, you can like make little computer chips that cause stuff to happen. Like you can have a computer chip that has a line that comes out of it that if the line intersects with something, it detects the distance between the chip and the object that's intersecting the line. So you can wire something up to have the chip, a box with thrusters, and then if something gets too close to that side of the box shoots away from it. Or you can like make stuff a little bit more sophisticated and complicated than that, but where's the fun in that?
I've seen some weird things that are supposed to be made from Gary's mod, like, what was that? Someone made some kind of extreme hide-and-seek game that got popular for a while.
Oh, there's custom game modes in Gary's mod all over the place. A lot of them are really neat. Like, my favorite is, it was called Parkour Hero. Basically, it refines the jumping abilities a little bit, so you have more aerial control while jumping. And then you can just, you've got buildings with all kinds of, like, different little things. Sometimes tiny little nubs, but as big as your big toe that stick out of the buildings. And you gotta climb buildings and stuff using these tiny little nubs. And the higher you get, the harder it is to climb. And when you die, you're out.
Okay.
And like, it's like a race to the very top.
That actually does sound kind of cool.
And yeah, Gary's Mod it's good fun. It's basically like modding paradise for Half-Life 2.
So is that where all the cool custom stuff comes from for that game? Or is that just
Custom stuff?
Yeah, like oh shoot. Is that where Black Mesa came from?
Nope. That is a straight up source mod. Gary's Mod is its own source mod. But like people do little things like game modes in Gary's Mod, but something like Black Mesa, you'd actually have to do the programming straight from the game engine instead of inside of a pre-built game.
Okay. Is that out yet or anything?
What, Black Mesa?
Yeah.
It's out in a playable, like... I don't know what to call it. It's like... They have most of it made, they're just... They haven't done the last section of the game yet. Like, they haven't done Zen yet.
Okay.
So it's out and mostly playable. Mostly.
Alright. What have you been playing, Steven? Anything?
No. I've mostly been living in the real world.
Oh.
Boring.
That was a scary place.
Actually, yeah, I've been living in the real world too.
Oh.
Yeah. My reprieve is usually either the internet or well, I suppose there's lots of games on the internet, but I don't. I generally watch TV shows or anime or whatever. Just finished watching Breaking Bad a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I like it. It's a really good show.
I've been a little too, not, I guess the word is apprehensive to start watching that show just because it seems like a really depressing show.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. You won't find any joy in it. Well, not. You'll find the kind of joy you get from a well-written TV series, but not the kind you get from like characters being happy. No.
Okay.
It's like, I have cancer. I'm gonna make crystal meth.
Yeah, I'm going to devolve into being a total egotistical sociopath
and suffer the consequences of making crystal meth.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that it sounds like a good show. It sounds awesome, but it's not typically what I think of when I think, man, it's time to relax. I want to watch some dude go.
Oh no!
Absolutely,
don't watch it to like relax. Oh no! You like watch it to be tense.
Like the kind of TV I'm watching right now is Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and also Star Trek Voyager simultaneously. And what I like about that is that I don't actually have to watch it per se. I can just stick it on and listen to it because it's so narrative focused. I mean, there's something to be said for watching it, and every once in a while I do just watch it. I mean, I can pick it. I can tell you what the characters look like. I don't not watch it that much, but I love it.
That was a strange phrase.
That was a strange phrase, but then I've said stranger. It's Star Trek Deep Space Nine is not at all what I expected when somebody said, let's put Star Trek in a stationary position. That sounds awful. That sounds like a terrible idea. But then you just make everybody on the station really, really awesome, and all of their flaws are examined to a fine point. And it's just great. Like, Worf from Next Generation is very different from Worf from Deep Space Nine, but I don't feel like it's so completely different that they're two separate characters. It just feels like an aspect of the same character that never really got explored, which is how it should be.
I have honestly never watched Deep Space Nine, so I'll take your word for it.
Oh, look, it's like we edited out a part. Look at that. Oh, well.
Yes. We were totally not talking about anything at all. Ever.
Yeah, it's way, and if we were, it's way too cool for you to understand or even comprehend.
I think those two words mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to I'd have to check the official like Oxford Dictionary definition to see if they're identical,
Yeah, I
but
don't know if
there's
we need to
a
go
lot
that
of
far.
overlap.
They probably play similar things. Play?
Yes, play.
They're two people who hang out and do stuff together.
All right, where are we even going with this?
I don't know. Where no man has gone before, because I was just talking about Star Trek. How about that?
All right, that it is. Going where no man has gone before, or something.
So Dennis Rodman's sphincter is
No,
somewhere.
nope. Stopping you right there.
Sorry. That's the only... For some reason...
Don't care how you justify that. It's still... No.
Just a big old pile of nope.
Speaking of a big old pile of nope, I've been forcing myself to watch a bunch of fan theories about the game Five Nights at Freddy's because I'm a masochist. Or at least I didn't know I was, but now that I'm watching all these terrifying videos, I think I might be. It's not nearly as scary now, just based on the fact that I now perceive it as some person's nightmare and not actually some demonic restaurant where robots...
Come
robot
on, man,
halls-
but like evil Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, but it's all a dream. I'm going back to what we were talking about with Super Mario Brothers 2. It's all... Five Nights at Freddy's is all somebody's sadistic dream.
I remember watching Let's Play of that game. It looked absolutely terrifying.
Yes,
It's jump scares the game.
it's jump scares the game, but it's really, really well done jump scares the game. Jump scares can be done very effectively if you properly build the tension and not just make it, scary face. Like, as much as people like Outlast, it has one crucial flaw to it, and that is that you can run away from every fight. And it completely breaks the game. Like, once you realize that you can just keep running around, nothing's scary anymore. Well, I think maybe the initial aspect is scary, but running away
From the
makes
sounds
it
of
much
it,
easier.
I've never played that game, but from the sounds of it, it seems like the complaint should be more along the lines of the biggest fault is that you're faster than everyone else, I'm guessing. Because there's nothing wrong with like being able on a conceptual level to run away with from every fight,
Like
but you
Aliens
should have like
Isolation.
enemies that you have to like slowly and painstakingly sneak past if you're going to do something like that.
Like Aliens
Or
Isolation.
be ripped
the
apart.
alien is faster than you.
Yes. Alien Isolation is incredibly well done.
Except after you get the flamethrower. Then the alien ceases to be a real threat because you can scare it away with fire.
Yes, but he was also scared away with fire in the first movie as well. However, what the first movie accomplished was he found a way around the fire.
Yes.
The argument isn't like whether it's canonical or not, it's just whether it's like game.
Yeah, and also they
good
overuse
game
the alien
mechanic.
as like the only real threat in the entire thing. It's like the alien and androids are the only real threats. And the androids are just a pain, and the alien kind of wears thin after.
Can't you run
To
away
be-
from the androids?
To be fair,
No,
I mean,
the androids are as fast as you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Oh.
you can run away until like
until you like hit a wall or
until you hit a
curve
wall or you try
a
and cut a
speed
corner
bump.
too quickly. The only way to get away from the robots without actually beating them up is either to not agitate them in the first place or a security door. And the security door doesn't always stop them because sometimes there's another way around.
I really want that game. It's gotten to the point where, and I've probably talked about it before, but I have this terrible obsession where if I have one game in a series, I have to collect the whole series. And I got suckered into getting into GOG's beta for their new online service, which means I got a free copy of Aliens vs. Predator 2000 for PC.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay.
And that's just the excuse I needed to start buying Alien games.
You should buy all the Alien movies.
I did.
Oh
I have the box set.
Forgot about that.
I'm very recently a convert to the fandom of Alien, and I think Alien 1
just
is in my top 5 movies ever.
You're saying that you feel the alien's overused, but is that because the game just wears on too long, or is it because the alien?
It's because
I can't see there's not a whole lot else to add as a threat in an alien's.
It's just the fact that you
game.
can't kill the alien, and like you can run into points where the alien just feels like it's no longer as big of a threat because there's so many ways to get away from it. That like also some of it is actually poorly thought out game mechanics. Like if the alien is chasing you, and you run into a room, you can hop into a locker. And it's super loud. But as long as you're not in the direct line of sight of the alien when you hop in the locker, the alien will come in the room right behind you, kind of look around the room like it's really confused, and then walk right back out of the room.
I don't know how canonically intelligent aliens are supposed to be, but
they're supposed to be fairly intelligent. At least,
okay.
And they're supposed to have heightened senses, so they should be able to hear you get into the locker from around the corner.
Yeah, I can see that.
But for some reason, the androids, even if they were like half a station away and you sniped one of them in the head with your pistol and then hopped into a locker, they would march right over to the locker, pull the locker open, pull you out and beat you to death. Like, they don't even have to know that you got in the locker to go straight for the locker.
Huh.
So they still needed to tune some things up a little bit. And
that sounds relatively minor. All in all,
the alien has to be able to like be within arm's reach of you with nothing between you and the alien. So at some points in the game, you can play Ring Around the Rosie with the alien on like a shelf or a bed, and the alien will just run circles around the table with you. And if you position it just right, then you can step out the door and run away from the alien. Because as soon as you break line of sight with the alien, it goes into search mode and just tries to follow your path instead of actually, going straight for you.
One thing I would have liked to see out of this game is a stronger focus on like what Ridley Scott tried to do in the first movie, which was to make it the least human it was. Because everyone knows now that the Xenomorph is a dude in a suit now, and it walks around and it's got a humanoid-like body with the exception of, well, everything that makes it a Xenomorph. But in the first movie, he was, he rarely ever is standing, or at the very least you can't usually see his whole body. So you can't really tell that it's got a human-like body, at least not very easily. There is one scene where he he kills the other girl that's not Ripley, and I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But for that scene, I'm pretty sure he's like, the alien is on the floor. Like in
it crawled around on all fours a bunch.
Yeah. I would have liked to see that a little more. And hopefully people wouldn't be reminded of the terribleness that is Alien 3. But,
what I really would have liked is there to be multiple aliens. And even better, if the multiple aliens were killable, but very, very difficult to kill, and had a tendency to fight. So if you could actually encounter an alien, run down the hallway, encounter another alien, and you duck out of the way and the two aliens start fighting each other, would be a nice little game mechanic.
You may want to try Aliens vs. Predator Classic. Because from what I understand, it was a really, really good first-person shooter for the day. So, and it was free. Or, well, I don't know if it's still free. But it's very cheap on Steam. Because, as I understand it, it's a solid first-person shooter. And it doesn't break... It doesn't offend the senses like Colonial Marines does.
Yeah, I don't know. For the most part, I like what I've seen of Aliens Isolation. I watched a lot of Let's Plays of it, and after a while, the people Let's Playing it completely, ceased to be threatened by the alien.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, my favorite person to Let's Play it was probably Joel from Vinesauce. And, it's actually quite hilarious.
I've been watching Lanny Pator, who as the Krillin from Team 4-Star, playing through Alien Isolation, and he makes everything funny-ish. Nobody can see the finger quotes, but finger quotes funny-ish. It's kind of silly to watch him die a bunch, Like, he played Among the Sleep and called the mom Vegeta's mom.
Mm.
And that was funny enough. And also him and Nappa played PT, which was alright. But that's all I can really say about his style, is that it's alright. But yeah, Alien Isolation looks
Good.
really good. And I don't know, I'm fine with not having multiple aliens, just because I think the multiple aliens is just not that interesting. It made for a solid, like, oh shit with Aliens, the movie, but it really doesn't feel that interesting to me.
It does sound
just
like
be
the big
like
problem is that it overstays its welcome.
Yeah.
It sounds like the main reason people stop feeling threatened by the alien is because it becomes too normal.
The alien has way too much screen time. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't hide enough. Is the biggest problem.
If you're looking for a really, really, really good Alien game, but don't feel like shelling out all that money for a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, or even just $60 for an old copy of the game, or a 7th gen copy of the game, buy Metroid Fusion, because that is just Alien. Like, it's straight up Alien, and what's terrifying is that if you know anything about Metroid lore, then the villain, or the main villain in the game, is a clone.
Wait, do we want to spoil too much?
This is made in the intro of the game.
Oh, okay. I know nothing about it, so...
The main port, for the most part of the game, you are Samus, who has been weakened by an infection and was saved by a vaccine made from a Metroid, which is very ironic. And the main villain of the game is a clone of Samus running around, and it's the virus. It was made from the virus that attacked Samus. And what's scary is, while Samus is very stripped down and very weak by comparison to her at the end of Super Metroid, the virus clone of her is her at the end of Super Metroid. And every time she shows up, it's like, it's the big musical stinger of, oh shit, run! Because it is going to mess you up really badly. And it's really terrifying. And also, it's a sequel to Metroid Fusion. And it plays like Metroid Fusion. And the design is like Metroid Fusion. Or, I've been saying Metroid Fusion. I mean Super Metroid. It's a sequel to Super Metroid, and it plays like Super Metroid, which is the best Metroid. So, and that's like $8 tops if you have a Wii U. And even then, it's not more than 20 at your local flea market, if that. But yeah, I think we've gone on long enough. So what's on the playlist today, guys?
Steven.
Okay. What type of music did I reference last time?
Last time was... Oh, excuse me. I had to burp. It was an Ailstorm song.
Okay, so...
Captain Morgan's Revenge.
Yeah. I just need to know the type. I'm intentionally avoiding using the same style of music.
Really? Because you've been keeping a pretty consistent theme so far.
Not really.
I said theme, not style, but... Alright, go ahead.
Well, the theme is music I like, but...
Yeah, but like, so far it's been... And I'm not complaining, I like your kind of music. It's awesome stuff. Like, at one point it was... We might have been having a discussion of Stan Rogers, or you might have chosen a Stan Rogers song, I can't remember. But like, one time it was Great Big Sea, the other time it was Ailstorm, another time it was another kind of band like that.
Yeah, I think those are the only three I've... you're thinking of Dropkick Murphys.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways. I'm not sure I pronounced the name properly, but Korpiklaani.
Corporate what?
I don't have the internet, so I can't Google how to say this. Alright, fine. Something I can actually pronounce without reading. In Sephirum's Fallen Leaves.
In Sephirum's Fallen Leaves?
Or
In Seraphim, Fallen Leaves.
Oh, in Seraphim, Fallen Leaves. Which one's the band? Which one's the song?
In Seraphim
is the band.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Falling Leaves. I'm not great with titles.
Lodge?
Gonna go with Evanescence, End of the Dream.
Speaking of keeping with a theme, you're also pretty consistent in your style of music.
Yeah, that's the style I listen to.
I've at least been trying to mix it up a little bit. Like, I use a lot of video game music, but they're not all the same genre.
Mine aren't all the same genre. I've picked from a bunch of different genres. If you want me to diversify a little bit,
I mean, I'm
I'll
not saying you
diversify.
have to. I'm as someone who makes the
Alright.
who edits this and puts it all together. And I'm not complaining. You guys have awesome music, and it's music I haven't listened to yet for the most part, so I like it. I like seeing new things, and I'm just making an observation that it's fitting a theme.
I do listen to a lot of like.
Actually, I was gonna say I can diversify, but I can only take this one step further from music that I actually own, and that'd be metric.
Oh, this is one of the few bands that we are contentious about. Is I don't like metric.
Well, fine, I'm doing metric.
This is what happens when you want diversity. You get things.
I didn't say I want diversity. I was merely observing that.
My next 8 songs will just all be like country, western, or like I don't know.
Alright, I'm gonna do White
Country
Gold.
Western are not bad.
White Gold by Metric.
White Gold by Metric. Actually, screw it. Let's do 2 songs each. Why
I
not?
won't like choose good country music. I'll intentionally choose
come
like,
on.
intolerable.
Oh,
we
man.
both know that you're going to hate that as much as I am.
I don't have to listen to the song. oh yeah. You know what? Just for that, Achy Breaky Heart 2.
Oh, no. All right, as editor, I am putting a stop to this nonsense.
You don't have that power.
I definitely have that power.
He
Fine.
kind of has that power.
I have exactly that kind of power.
Just pick your songs and get the lust for power over with.
Oh yeah, what was your first song? Like, it was
Fallen Leaves or Falling.
no the one before that.
Oh, my very first song.
Yeah.
The Patty Murphy did.
No. The first one you tried to suggest to me, but you couldn't pronounce the name.
Oh.
Screw it. For Halloween, we're doing 2 songs each, just because I feel like it.
None of them are Halloween themed.
None of them are Halloween themed, unless you consider.
I honestly am not comfortable even
Evanescence.
trying to pronounce it without having it in front of me. It's Finnish, and I can kind of muddle my way through a bit of Russian pronunciation, but...
Do you know the name of the band?
Not well enough. Not well enough. Just go, move on.
Well, I'll just listen back and I'll find it and I'll make it happen somehow.
Good luck.
I am making this happen. My songs will be because last time we after we stopped recording, I showed everybody the mashup between War Pigs, which Jade had brought up, and a rap song, which I can't remember. And I made that a bonus video in last week's playlist, but it wasn't the full song. So my first song is going to be Oh No by Girl Talk, which is a kick-ass mashup. And my other song is going to be Hoy Small Fry, or at least I think that's the title. It's a medley of music from Wind Waker, but made with real instruments, and it sounds amazing. It's like it's like someone from Nova Scotia decided, hey, I'm going to cover some Wind Waker music. Or, well, Nova Scotia, maybe more like Newfoundland. It's that kind of music. It's like Stan Rogers, maritime-y kind of music, but like with actual wind instruments and everything. It's amazing. Yeah, that's my 2 songs. And that was the Newb Tewb. Happy Halloween, everybody. Stay safe. Eat your teeth and don't die out there. In general, it's not even...
Your teeth.
Eat your teeth.
We China now.
Cause no, eat your teeth, because candy rots your mouth out, and maybe teeth taste good. I don't know, but they're so rotten you could probably give it a shot.
No.
But just calcium.
Also, it's milk. Cool.
Not really.
I wonder.
Cut!